Hi, I am trying out the iBrush from Qianli and I'm pretty disappointed. So I tried a little bit and I don't recommend it, or maybe I have to practice more, but I don't think so. I ripped off pads on a tryout A11 CPU, and as you can see here, I pulled some pads. So if you put the temperature low, so my temperature on the sunshine is at 110 degrees. I can put it even higher. I tried playing with it 120 degrees and about 284 Celsius on the hot air. And the result was pulled pads here. And also I couldn't remove at all the overfill. So that was not possible to remove it. So it doesn't matter how many times you tried to brush it, it doesn't move. So you really have to put the temperature really high until the solder is almost melting. And I also think I ripped some pads off even with the hot air on, like here, here. This is being removed with the hot air temperature at 400. So it's a really dangerous tool, I think, and I don't think it's really working. And you really have to brush hard. So I'm going to show you. Now it's on 315. And so let's brush, 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 brush. So on 315 degrees on the quick, it's not removing, I think. It's removing some pads I can see right now. And it's removing also. So you really have to brush hard, and if you brush hard, you will pull pads, which you don't want, of course, on a CPU. So it's not really working to me. It's not a safe tool to work with, I guess. So maybe there are other strategies, and I would love to know them, but I really think you will pull pads. So at 315, it gets removed, the overfill, but I pulled pads here, here, and here. So I will try a little bit more if I pull more pads. So maybe it's something to do with my technique. I don't think so. So maybe it is about practicing. So I will try a little bit higher. 325. So I'm also not sure how good this is for the RAM. I don't think this is a safe method. So as you can see, I also damaged a corner. So you could, of course, block it somehow. So this is not a good way to put your CPU in. But even then, I don't think this is a safe method to use. You really have to brush hard, and I really think I will rip pads with this. So at the right temperature, it is really moving, but it is also removing, like here again, ripped pads. So I don't think this is a safe tool at all. Perhaps with the right practice, maybe you have to master the tool, could be. So it is taking off the underfill, which is good. So we'll try another one to be sure. This is just to try, so this is not a technique for really removing the CPU. So let's try now. We'll put it at 350, board heater at 120, and see how this will work. Will I pull pads or not? This is my question. So solder is melting, which is perhaps a bit too high, 320 degrees on hot air. So the solder is still melting. So now I'm just brushing like I would brush my teeth almost, except it wouldn't be with a metal brush like this one. But perhaps it is really just trying to master the tool like any tool, I guess. I still think it's a pretty rough method, but I think if you know the right temperature, it might be a good tool. So right now I don't see any pads being ripped off. Still quite some work with this brush. Does it go better if you pump up the hot air at 135? Let's try. So now the solder is really melting. I don't think this is a really good thing for the lamp, that it might be too hot. but the underfill goes away pretty well on this with this temperature. But I really doubt if this is a strategy that could really work. So I don't really want to try it on a real CPU. Not sure. I should try it to confirm it's good or not. So it still takes a while to rub it all off. Not sure if this is a quicker method, if it's safer, I don't know. So let's try 330. So here I got a problem already. So too much. So the coating, I think. Okay, no, it's still safe, which is good. Still no ripped off pads. So is it because of the temperature, the right temperature, that it might or not might work? Okay, so now I'm rubbing in circles. Which really helps a lot, it seems. Let's try to lower the temperature at 300. Okay, interesting to see lowering the temperature still works good. Let's go even lower to 50. And still rub it off. So it becomes a little harder, but still it goes well. So yeah, it seems to be interesting after all. So the circle method works the best until now. So now I'm gonna try to use a board holder. So now I'm gonna do it a bit higher, 300. So 315, this is not hard enough, so I will put it a bit higher. So yeah, this looks pretty good right now. This is clean, no ripped off pads. I will try another one. Let's see. Let's take off an A11. Just for testing purposes. I'm going to put the hot air really high just to make it quick. I only want to try the iBrush. So yeah, conclusion is that I guess I like it. So no ripped off pads. In the end, I don't use a board heater, and none pads are ripped off, which is pretty cool. So it works at 300, maybe even lower, with the quick hot air 300 degrees with the iBrush and a board holder, which is pretty cool. So of course now I have to try it for real. So no pads are ripped off. These pads are ripped off by the brutal taking off the CPU. This was just for testing the iBrush. So yeah, we'll try it with an iCloud board and see if I can boot it, and using the iBrush for removing the underfill from the chip. Yeah, if it's like this, it's pretty cool. So 300 degrees and making little circles seems to work pretty good. So yeah, it seems to be, after all, a great tool. Nice. The iBrush of Qianli.